Hello and welcome to this video about how to create a simple family. You find this document, this procedure guide on It's Learning, and what I have done to prepare this small video, I have made a project containing one wall. So I'll start creating a new family from scratch. And among this list of family template files, I choose metric generic model wall-based because I would like to have this light box as a wall-based. The environment in the project browser is almost like what we know from a project. We have a 3D view, we have elevation views, and we have floor plans. Exactly like we know it from a building project. So back to the floor plan, and note that we have a placement site, and this is where we're going to create the light box. So first of all, I'll create some reference planes and I will name them, and as you can see, this is the right side if you see this light box from the placement side. Otherwise it would have been the opposite way around, but left and right. Then I create another one and name that one front. To the elevation placement side, you'll see that the left and right side is not perfectly aligned around the middle of our wall, around the center of it, but we'll take care of that afterwards. So we'll create another reference plane, which will be the bottom of our light box. So to make sure that when we later on begin to create some different sizes, and to make sure that when we scale these different light boxes, we would like to have that the scale will be done around the center of this light box. So I will add a new dimension, and I will press this equal sign so that there's the same distance from left to right according to the center of this light box. I will add another dimension, which is, as far as I remember, the length according to our sketch from Scanplast, and we have a height of the light box as well. And then I will go and make these two dimensions parametric. So I select one of the dimensions and say add parameter. So I type in length, and this is a type parameter. I will come back to this later on, the difference between a type parameter and an instance parameter. Yes, that was the length, and we can create the height also from this elevation view. So we select the dimension and turn this into the height. Again, it's a type parameter. Then add the last dimension, and remember that you can press Tab if you would like to select the front of the wall, which is what we want to do now. Select the dimension and add another parameter, which will be the width according to our sketch. Now let's try to see the different sizes of Lightbox 7. This is a good way to control that we have locked everything correctly to the reference planes. So if I change it back to Lightbox 7, we can see that everything works perfect. So now I will go and hollow out the box, and I'll do that the same way as I did before, but this time I'm going to create a void geometry. And as you can see in this small video, again we are creating an area as if it was a floor or whatever, some boundaries, and then with the height, and that will give us some minus geometry, you can say. And again I create a rectangle inside the other one. This time I will only go and align this one and log it to the face of the wall, because this time I need to have a thickness. So from all three sides I will apply a dimension chain, and select one of them and make them into a label. And I will create a new label. Again, it's a type parameter, and we call it thickness. And then I select the other one and apply the same label to that one. And the thickness is approximately 165, and we will change that to 20. And since we have locked them together, we can now go and adjust the thickness by only changing one parameter. And it's the same as we did before. Apply the top of the void to the top of the box, or to the level height, to see through our box, our mass. We apply the wireframe, and then we apply a new dimension chain, and we also select that one, and we say that it's the same label as before, so we apply the thickness to that one. So now we have hollowed out our box so that when we apply this to a wall, there will be able to come light through this one if we apply a window to the wall. So let's try to check out if we apply Lightbox 1. How does it look? It looks okay when we change the thickness to 20 as it was on the other one. So of course now I will go and save this one if you haven't already done that. And then let's try to see how it looks. when we create a lid to the lightbox. So again, I create an area, align the area to the sides, to the inner sides of my box. Remember to lock them. And to make this more easy, I will say that the thickness of our lid or our grill top will be the same as the thickness of the lightbox, so it will be 20. So apply a dimension, select the dimension and change it into a label, and it's the thickness, like that. Like before, I will go into a 3D view to see if what I have done, have I locked it properly together. So I'll go into family types and change the family type to Lightbox 7 and click apply so that I can see that everything is locked perfectly together. Let's try to add a new parameter, because I would like to have the possibility to turn on and off this lid when I'm using it in my project. So I select my extrusion and click this associate family parameter, and we can call this grill visibility, and note that I would like to have the possibility to turn this one on or off individually. Group parameter under graphics, and then I choose instance this time. I'll explain this in a while when we see the project. So now let's try to see how this lightbox will work out in a project. So of course I will go and save this one. I'm not doing this now. And I go into my project, and I can place this on a wall, as you can see, because it's wall based. And since I made the dimension of the lightbox as a type parameter, I can go and select the two different types of lightbox, and the sizes will change. And since I made the parameter grill visibility as an instance parameter, I can go and choose only to make the grill invisible on one of them. Let's try to take a copy of the lightbox so that we have two of them. Now you can see I have applied a small window behind the lightbox. So if I take a copy of this one, I can select one of them and turn the grill visibility on. So that is the difference between the type and the instance parameter. Another small thing that I'll try to show you here in the end is that if I go and edit my family, and now this is a very boxed light box, so to say. If I would like to show a different shape, I can say that my box, my frame of my light box, and the lid, the grill, we don't want to see the 3D geometry in our view. Then I can go and say that in Annotate I can add some symbolic lines. Let's say that I would like to have an ellipse shape instead of this boxed shape. So I can create a symbolic line saying that this is that I would like to see, and I don't want to see the rectangular box. Again, remember to save it before you load them into the project, and remember to overwrite. And then you can see that instead of seeing the 3D geometry, we only see these symbolic lines. One last thing that I would like to show you is that if we add some more information to this family, we can take these informations and show them by applying tags in our project. So now I have applied the manufacturer of this light shaft. In Annotate, I can go and add a tag, a multi-category tag, like that. And as you can see, the information is not existing at the moment. So I select the tag and press Edit Family to go and edit the tag. And the label is set to show the type code and the description. So we go and remove those two parameters. Instead, we would like to have type name and manufacturer. And if I check break, it will be placed on two different rows or on top of each other. So I load into project and override existing family and parameters, and then you can see I can take out the information on the family. Yes, that was all that I would like to show you in this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for now.